some depth. Probably the biggest question mark on our whole offense, other than the quarterback spot, obviously, is the tackle spot. We gotta figure out who our tackles are. It's an important spot, but we lost two guys, two seniors last year. Marquise Lucas is going to get moved to tackle to see if he can handle anything on the edge. Adam Pankey, Marcel Lazard, Sylvester Towns, junior college kid coming in. They're all big bodies. They're long. They're tall. They got good wingspan. We just got to see which guys develop and which guys don't. Mike Colicchio is a fifth-year walk-on who's enormous, as we all know. We'll see if he can potentially get himself to where he can help us as well. So that's kind of a state of the union as far as where we're at. You can get into maybe some more specifics with the position coaches around the room to see exactly where what their position group is all about. Take a few questions if anybody's got anything at this time.
Dana, what are your plans for the time that you can spend with the players this year? The new rules opening. What's going to be your focus?
It'll look a lot like that doesn't kick in until basically June 1. It'll look a lot like it was in winter conditioning that we're going through right now. We'll have them for 8 hours. It means less vacation time for these coaches, which that's probably the one downside they're going to tell you. But basically, the NCAA said they gave us 8 hours a week with them, and they defined when recruits can come on campus and when they can't. So the whole month of June, once we get done with recruiting in May, we'll come back. And we'll be able to spend 4 or 5 weeks with them in June, towards the end of May and June. 8 hours a week, just like we're doing now. We'll be able to go down in the weight room with them. We'll be able to spend time with them. We'll be able to sit in a room and coach. We'll be able to watch a lot of spring cut-ups. That'll be really beneficial to the new guys joining the team in May, June, July. If you remember, not to go backwards at all, but so many new guys joined our team in August, July, June, that we couldn't spend any time with them until August 1. This year we'll be able to at least sit in a room with them and talk to them, be around them, get up in the early in the morning, like I told you we've been doing, and get out there and just spend time with them and challenge them and try to see what they're all about.
You have a position on your coaching staff still available. What are your plans with that?
Yeah, I'm interviewing guys now. Just when there's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just about finding the right guy and making a decision. So, been interviewing some guys, got some leads, and we'll hopefully get something done here early next week.
Defensive guy?
Best available, best way I can put it. We've been coaching our guys here for about 3 weeks on what we're going to be doing on all three sides of the ball, and we're very comfortable with our schemes and who's coaching what. So I at this point in time say best available.
Danny, you talked about what the players do in that during the off season. Have the defenses from last year given you reason to think of changes that you guys have to make, either philosophically or really on the field? I mean, have they begun catching up to what you were doing there?
Oh gosh, that's you may have asked that question last year. I mean, it seems like it's been.
I repeat myself.
Well, it's not that bad. It's more, trying to find reasons why we weren't successful. And I'm going to attribute that to other factors other than defenses catching up to what we're doing offensively. It's about execution. We weren't very good last year offensively of executing in key times. Was that because they're doing different things on third down, or they're creating different blitzes or different coverages? I don't think so. I think we knew what they were doing, and we just had a hard time executing it for a variety of reasons.
Along that same vein, with the speed of play, that's been an issue. What's your thoughts on it? I think I know.
Do I have to answer? I don't view it as a big deal. I went slower last year than I probably ever have in 10 years. Because we weren't very good at executing. How many times we snapped the ball with when that clock was in the 30s, I would challenge you it was very many. So I don't know. How much is it going to change it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it'd change it or not. I don't think it would change us very much. But I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a good rule.
Talk further about it seems like there's been a lot of change in the coaching staff here. Is that, from your standpoint, a good thing, or your coaches are getting opportunity at other places, or a bad thing because you're not getting continuity on your own team?
It's both, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at, some of the guys that's left, they've left for a variety of reasons and been off to good jobs because we've had success. Continuity is something that me and Oliver have talked about a lot and want to, do a variety of things to be able to make sure that we ensure continuity for this coming year and in the future. So I think, the continuity can be good. Change can be good as well, and some of the things that have changed here, I think we have changed for the better in a whole lot of those situations.
Dana, for the people who are going to buy tickets this year and everything, is there something you can point to maybe encourage them? I mean, something that, maybe they haven't been seeing?
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to win more than me and this coaching staff, this team, and Mountaineer Nation. I mean, I understand how much everybody wants to win, and I understand how much it means to everybody. And there is some disappointing losses last year, but I can promise you one thing, that we're going to work harder than we did last year. We're going to have more continuity. We're going to have more experience. Don't forget, we're playing in one of the most exciting conferences in all of college football. There were some pretty exciting games out there on Mountaineer Field last year that we just happened to come up a couple points short. So with a bunch of experience, and that's one reason why we're going to open up these practices this spring. I encourage everybody to come watch and come see what you think. It's I tell you, our guys are working hard, and they're excited about spring ball. They're excited about 2014. We're working as hard as we can possibly work, and I do think the product's going to be improved. I do think we'll put something out there that you can be proud of, and then there's some exciting guys that have played a lot of ball. That if I don't have anything to do on a Saturday, I'm going to go watch it. Because there's some exciting games that are going to take place out there on Mountaineer Field.
When so many programs are closing practices, how and why did that come about to open them up and travel around the state?
I just wanted to do it, and there was nobody. I came up with the idea, so it wasn't like anybody was telling me to do it. So, I talked to Alex about it, and we there's some compliance issues that we had to work through. Hopefully the weather cooperates. It will be weather pending. I don't think anybody's going to want to sit in 5-degree weather with rain and sleet and snow and all that stuff to do that. We only get a few practices, so we need to take advantage of them. But just much like the spring game is, just wanted to open those up and let everybody come watch and show everybody across the state that we will put a product out there that you can be proud of.
Can you talk a little bit more about Skyler Howard, what you see in him?
He can work out good. That's all I've seen. He asks a lot of questions in a meeting room. He comes in and meets with Shannon all the time and asks a lot of questions. He's eager. Nothing's more important to him than being a quarterback, which I view as incredibly important. Haven't seen him in a football setting yet. So the workout end of it is good. The players gravitate towards him. He gets through a workout better than most our skill guys. So he's a workout guy that asks a lot of questions, and football is important. It's a breath of fresh air for me. I know that.
With regard to offense, that's kind of what Bob was saying. I think you mentioned last year that a lot of teams thought were switching to man, right? Now that you step back and look at stuff, is that just a hunch, or is that like an actual trend that you have to look at now, or maybe adapt a little bit?
Faced it probably a little bit more last year than we have in the past. Probably we'll face it a little bit more next year. Potentially depends on how good Mario can get at being a fade guy and how good Kevin can be at jump balls. That discourages a lot of man coverage when you got guys that can beat you deep at the drop of a hat. But Oklahoma did it exclusively. Texas did it quite a bit. You know, Kansas did it quite a bit for a variety of reasons. You know, so yeah, probably. We can control that though. We have something to say about that.
Dan, 5 running backs, how do you use them all? Does somebody play a little slot maybe? How do you differentiate between all 5 of those who play a lot?
Yeah, see who the better one is. Yeah, it's called competition. You know, competition makes everybody better, and when you don't have that competition, which we didn't have a lot of it last spring, guys get complacent. Guys don't, you know, try extra hard or whatever it is. So, you know, the more competition we can create at any position. You know, I mentioned this about the specialists, and Joe's looking at me, you know, with the thumbs up. But if Mike can beat out one of those 3 guys, we should be pretty good at one of those positions because, you know, I think we were pretty good at those 3 positions last year. But the more continuity, the more competition you have, the better. Last year we used quite a bit of running backs. You know whether you can use 1, whether you can use 2, whether you can use 3, you can line them up in a bunch of different places. I think is important.
Speaking of competition, you came within a heartbeat possibly of opening this year, coming off a bad season against maybe the Division I and Division I AA champions, national champions back to back. That they have 2 other tough games. What are your thoughts about starting so tough in a year when you're trying to find things out?
I mean, we're the ones that made the schedule. I mean, I'm the one that okayed it, you know, and you know, we're speaking of scheduling. I mean, we're trying to schedule as many high-profile games as we possibly can. I mean, I think, you know, I think that's going to be the future of college football. You need to play high-profile games, whether they're neutral sites, whether they're home sites against, you know, other Power 5 conferences. I think that's the future of scheduling, you know, and Oliver has enough foresight for that a couple years ago he brought this to our attention, and I thought it was a great idea to start the year in a high-profile situation like that. Will it be challenging? Absolutely, it'll be challenging. The Big 12 is challenging as well. So we wanted to be relevant. We wanted to be in a situation where we're playing at the highest level possible, and that's what we got.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
The assistant coaches will be around the room, so just work your way around and talk to who you want to. Thank you.